YouTube, what's up, boy? It's your boy Virgo King 93, baby. What's going on? AKA the Thirsty, the thirstiest dude in Los Angeles. What's going on, man? And today, man, I'm here to talk about a film that I've been talking about for a little while now, man. And if you guys don't know what I've been talking about this whole time, it's Mamoru Hosoda's Belle. I've been talking about this movie for a while now. I did two trailer reactions to it in my early stages of my channel, and if you haven't checked it out, don't worry about it. Those trailers will be available at the end of this video. But go ahead, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna discuss this movie because I've been excited to talk about this movie for a while. So let me go ahead and hit this intro, and then we're gonna get and talk about it. Let's do it. Yes, sir. All right, for sure. All right, so man, I just got back from seeing the movie Belle, but Mamoru Hosoda. And man, goddamn, man, this movie actually surprised me in many ways. Like, you know what I'm saying? It had its pros and cons to it, you know what I'm saying? But man, this movie was amazing. It was beautiful and um it met my expectations, but I was expecting a little bit more. And what I'm saying that is when I'm expecting a little bit more, I'm expecting the music to hit more. You know, I was expecting the world of you to be explored more in the movie. I thought we were going to focus more on the world you, but they did show a balance between Suzu's real life and you. It was a good balance between the two, mainly her outside life. Because I thought they were going to get into the whole creation of the world you and you know what it was used for, but you know we got it. They kind of broke it down. You was just it's just like I said this before in my trailers. It's for people to, it's an escape. It's a persona for you to become somebody else on the internet and escape reality. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot in this movie that it ties to a lot of things in this generation. And when I watched the trailer, I called out this movie being just like Beauty and the Beast. And guess what? I was right to a certain extent. They had the Beauty and the Beast vibe. It had almost the same concept, damn near. But instead, they did a twist to it, which was great because you know what? That lets me know it wasn't the same movie. It wasn't 100% copy and paste because of this dude named Jin Kim, who was a Disney animator. And so he helped bring this movie to life and separate it from the Beauty and the Beast, kind of. But before we get into that, I want to talk about, you know, based off this weekend for what I'm seeing compared to a couple other movies. This movie doesn't have, an anime to go off of. So it's not going to make a lot of movie in the box office, especially with all the stuff that's going on today. It's January 2022. You guys already know what's going on. I don't even want to talk about it. But you guys know what's going on. So it's slowing the box office down. So I wasn't expecting, because there was not a lot of people in the movie theater when I went to go see this movie. It was not. It was like 6 of us. If I want to compare this movie to, like, we're going to compare this movie to sales, like comparing it to Demon Slayer and Spirited Away, it will not reach those numbers. Spirited Away made almost $400 million in the box office. Demon Slayer made $500 million in the box office. From what I'm seeing, this movie made about close to $60 million in the box office. That's just this weekend. And it's only going to be in movie theaters for like 4 or 5 days, so I don't expect it to make much. But in Japan, I heard it did really well and got a standing ovation. People sleeping on this movie. And I feel like if you get the chance, go ahead and check it out. Support it. Anime is becoming very big in America, and I suggest you guys check it out. But man, all right. But let's get into this movie of Belle. Let's talk about it now. I'm sorry, I have to explain that to people because some people think that because it don't make a lot of money, it's not good. It just, some things just don't get carried by the big things. Studio Chizu it's a solid, you know, it's a solid anime company. You know what I'm saying? They got a couple films behind them, such as like, what's it called, Summer Wars. You know, they got a couple little things behind it. But let's talk about the film, man. The film has been great, man. We're gonna talk about Chizu, man, which is the protagonist of our story, man. Well, you know what? Before we get it, let's talk about the animation of this movie. The animation of this movie, man, it was lacking in certain aspects. In the world of you, this movie was like, it was like, it was great. In the world of you, the animation was superb. That's where you could tell that's where they put the majority of their budget to focusing on the world of you. But then when you watch the action, when you're watching the movie and you're just watching her in real life, you notice the animation dies. And the only time you see the animation that doesn't die is when like you're looking at the water. The water is beautiful as fuck. It's a lot of things that go on, within this movie. But being an anime fan, I could deal with lack of animation. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. The art style is cool, but I have I could deal with that because I watch old school anime, Slayer, Cowboy Bebop, A Flame of Recca, all types of stuff. I could deal with old school animation, slam dunk. It's if you could sell me on a good story, you got me, and that's exactly what this movie brought. So I look past the animation, and I'm urging people to look past that too as well, because with certain characters, you got these dark outlines in the drawings and the art animation, the artwork. So if you look past that and just enjoy the story, you're gonna be like, okay, this movie is great, it's beautiful, the music is great. So I'm just urging people, if you want to check this out, just look past that and enjoy the story. This movie Belle, man, the pros about this movie was, man, the music hit. I felt something for this character in and outside this world. I thought this movie, like I said, I thought this movie was gonna be focused on the Beauty and the Beast aspect, but no, it did, but then it didn't. See, the whole twist about this thing was like, it wasn't just based off like a love story. It was based off a child, the monster in the movie, which they called the Beast. He wasn't like a prince or nothing. He was an actual child her age who was getting abused by his parents. So, I had my opinions on it. I was like, so his life isn't going good on the outside world and in the world you. Because in the world you, he was going against these people. Everybody hated him because they thought he was a monster, and he was going against these dudes called the Justice, whatever the fuck they were. They were basically like the U police, and them motherfuckers was trash. I couldn't stand them, dude. I just wish they dove deeper into what they wanted for the world you, but they were just like the police. Like they were just after him in general. Like I don't, they to me they didn't really serve a purpose for this movie. I felt like they could have just focused on Belle and the monster's love story, it wasn't necessarily a love story. Their relationship in general, just their relation in general, and it would have been all good. The people, the freaking U police, the Justice, whatever the frick they were called, they were irrelevant to the story. They were. I'm sorry. It just I felt nothing for them. I did not care. We didn't get to see their faces. They didn't get a big reveal. The main Justice dude, he was just the only thing he was good for was a diamond that revealed who their persona really is, and that was it. He was useless. Like I had my problems with those characters, man, and they brought nothing to that world. All they did was they held the world back from me. They held. We could have been focusing on the world itself. You know what I'm saying? And it showed the power of the internet. That's what it should have showed. I mean, it did. It showed a lot of that. Like the negative comments about Belle, the good comments about Belle, the haters. It shows how powerful the internet is today in today's society. But those Justice dudes, they did nothing for it. They weren't necessarily defending you. It didn't seem like that. It seemed like they were just after the Beast in general because they felt like that he was a threat to the world of you. But he really wasn't. The system you was functioning well on its own, with or without the Beast. The only thing was like they were talking about how he ruined Belle's concert. That was just the whole major thing. Him fighting. It was just to me that was a hot mess. That's to me. It was a hot mess. But regardless, like the girl Chizu, I'm sorry, Chizu, that's Studio Chizu, Suzu. She was very conflicted, man, and I thought she was gonna be more of a loner in the real world, but she actually wasn't. She actually had a couple friends, she had like a I want to say, she kept to herself, her personality, she wasn't that close to her dad because of her mom's death, It was a certain point in the show where I felt like she couldn't sing at all. I mean, I'm sorry, in the show, in the movies, where I felt like she couldn't sing because her mom died, but in the world, Belle, she sang, but in the real world, she couldn't sing. I thought she couldn't sing at all. I thought it's just a passion of hers, like she loves to sing, but she can't sing. You know what I'm saying? But she could actually sing. That was just my whole thing. This movie, when it comes to her, like she was a wonderful character, very very kind hearted, very she was just a very nervous girl, who just didn't know how to interact with too many people that well. She had certain people in her life that she was able to react with, except for her father. She knew how to react with him, but her relationship was not good. I felt like they didn't really touch up on the relationship, but then again they eventually did through a text. She felt like she was selfish. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing about this that the world it helped her grow to become a better person. It made her realize like her problems aren't she's not the only one with problems. There are people that got more problems than her. People don't really see you for who you are until you reveal yourself. The internet is fraudulent. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It's not who you are. And it took revealing herself to realize like that she doesn't need the internet to reveal herself to the world to be the person she wants to be. Because like we seen it today with TikTok. Like you can become famous on TikTok, but that's not who that person is. You don't know nothing about that person. You just like this person for the TikTok videos. It's the same thing with Suzu when she became Belle in the world you. People loved her for her singing because she was beautiful, but nobody knew who the fuck she was. I mean, she kept it a secret. Because she didn't know how to interact with people. But the whole thing was like she finally realized that in order to reach other people, she has to be herself. And that was a big inspiration for many people in the world of you. But they didn't touch on it. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people. Nobody revealed themselves except for her, and actually just her. Actually, the justice people, they never revealed themselves. It was trash. I was just pissed off about that. But man, but we could talk about Suzu and the people in her life who were great supporters of her because they understood how her mom passed away, and in a sense she had some type of animosity against her mom. Her mom left her to the side to go save another child. That's how her mom died. A river was on and flooding. A child was trapped. She went to go save her, and Suzu, she was upset that she was leaving her to go save somebody else. Like, what if something happened to you? Now I ain't gonna have you. But her mother's like, look, this child needs me. You need me too, but this child needs me. This child's life is in danger. You're not in danger. And I guess like she was sad and upset, about her mother making that decision, and her mother ended up getting killed in the process. Which was sad. So that's what set her on the path she is now. So when it comes to her, it's like it's like I want to say she doesn't necessarily play the blame game, but her feelings are hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like she was pointing fingers, and when I'm saying she was pointing fingers, she was talking to her father. But she can't blame her father for what happened. But her father was always in her life, but she had more of a connection with her mother when it came through music, and the piano was the key, which they didn't really represent. They really talk about much, and singing, piano and singing. That's what I got from the beginning of the movie. We could talk about Belle's persona. Suzu's persona, Belle. The difference between the two is there really was no difference between the two. The only thing is she did say she was the same exact person. The only thing they had in similarity was the freckles. Like Belle had the freckles on her eyes, Suzu had actual freckles, and on the outside world, to me personally, I know she's animated, but she was cute. She had such a cute personality, and I'm just like, I'd rather have this girl than the one in the persona world. Like if I was to make a decision based off that, because it's more natural, it's more beautiful. People only fucked with her because she was beautiful and she could sing. But on the outside world, I want that natural, submissive woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she had a dude, who had some type of feelings for her, but his personality was so bland. You couldn't tell if he was happy or sad, But at the same time, all you knew is that he wanted what was best for her. He told them when they were 6 years old, "I will protect you," and that dude kept his word. But you didn't know what to believe from this dude, because like the thing about it is, it's like I forgot his name, to be honest. Because the thing about him is, it's like his personality is so bland. He keeps the same look, the same like blank ass like face, and it's just like, dude, where's your personality at? It's not until the end where you see him actually smile and understand. I was just like, okay, for sure, okay, he does have a personality. All of a sudden, he was like, okay, I can stop worrying about you now, because he realized that she actually broke out of her pain or whatever situation she was dealing with, and he realized, like, this is who you are. This is the person who I always saw you as, you know. So I was like, okay, for sure. I was like, okay, for sure. So he did have an impact in the movie. He did have an impact, but his personality was just dry. Um, let's see. The monster himself, the beast, man. I felt bad for them. He was another person who lost his mother as well, and like, I felt bad for this dude. His dad was such a dick and such an asshole. He was a father who was in pain as well, and didn't know how to take care of his children or treat them correctly either. And um, I didn't like the guy. I didn't like the guy because there was a point where he was on the news and then he was fronting, and you can see one kid kind of happy and one kid sad, which is the beast. He's talking about, yeah, we're trying to stay strong because ever since they lost their mother, like, nah, bruh. He's fraudulent. He's fraudulent as hell. He's such a dick. He basically, to me, he was more the villain in the movie than them whole justice warriors, police, whatever you want to call them. Because I thought that the justice police, one of the characters, was him. But it turns out he had no ties to them. He had no ties to the world. It was just ridiculous. Like, that's what I'm saying. The whole justice police, they were so irrelevant to the goddamn movie. Like I said, focusing on the relationship between Belle and that monster and trying to solve his issue in the real world, or help trying to build off each other and solve each other's issues in the real world would have helped. They could support each other in you through their personas, and then on the outside world they could start to develop. But nah, that wasn't the case. We got completely something else. The Beast just was having child abuse problems, and he had a brother who he had to protect, and it was wild. And it's sad. I felt emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing that, like, I'm really comparing this movie to real life. You know what I'm saying? Because there are really people who are really only popular on the internet. They take that shit to their head. They have an ego that the internet is the only thing they have for them. Because when they go out to the real world, they don't have shit. They're losers. I'm not trying to call you. Well, I'm not trying to say anybody's loser, but there are people that are losers. They have this like ego, like, oh, I'm popular on the internet. Like, you know what I'm saying? They have this ego. It's all this taps into today's society, and there's people that are really getting abused on or outside the internet. So there are issues. People got their life problems, and I'm glad that this movie touched on those things. Like you got to realize, like, man, you got to separate the real world from the internet, because the internet, yes, you could have this mentality. You could think people love you, but the minute you fuck up, the internet will turn against you, and they will destroy you. You got to learn how to separate that shit and turn that shit off, and you have to deal with real life problems, and that's what I'm getting from Suzu. She finally realized she had to deal with her real life problems, like she finally sang outside of fucking you, and realized, like, her singing was an inspiration to many people on you and outside of you. And then when she revealed herself, regardless of her beauty, people still fucked with her. There was these two little fairies in the world that made that comment. Oh, she got revealed, loser. Like, those are two little hating little hoes. Like, forget them. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to look past that. You got to become a better you yourself. You got to become a better person yourself. And this movie touched up on a lot of that shit. I enjoyed it. They had a whole scene where they had the Beast dancing with Belle. They had that whole recreation of Beauty and the Beast from Disney. Beauty and the Beast. They had that whole little kind of a similar scene, but it doesn't compare to that original Beauty and the Beast scene, like from actual Disney. I'm sorry, that was on a whole nother level compared to. But it's nice to see it. Just kind of reminisced a little bit about it. But it was nice to see. You know, overall, man, if I was to give this movie a grade, man, I would give this movie a straight B plus. It did make me feel some type of way. It was lacking in certain areas. With the animation. Certain characters are bland. To me, what killed the movie was those Justice Police. With the music, I loved it. Loved it. I wish it was a little bit more singing. You know how you get in your Disney movies. You get a bunch of singing. You get Pocahontas. You got a couple good songs. You get your Hercules. You got Meg. Singing her shit. There's some great women singers in Disney. You know what I'm saying? Mulan. You get great. Who is that girl I see? Fire. Mulan, you can't touch that. But I'm just saying, like you get moments like this in it, but I wish it was more of it. You know what I mean? But this movie was fire. I'm sorry, I'm just talking about it, just talking about random things that pop into my head. I do have to rewatch this movie because I ain't gonna lie, I was lit when I was watching this movie, and I had some people next to me talking. But it was good. Overall, I enjoyed this movie overall. I suggest people, check this out for themselves. Give your opinions on it. I'm just summing it up in my head, trying to give my little opinions here and there, because there's some things I know I missed in this movie, and when I rewatch it, I will touch up on some things. You know what I'm saying? I might do another review on it because I saw this movie dubbed, and one of the biggest things I had a problem with it being dubbed was like when she was singing, the mouthing was off compared to what she was saying. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing this thing did lack when it came to the movie. I was going to go see it subbed, but work got in the way, so I had to go see the dub version. So, but I'm gonna rewatch it, but I'm gonna rewatch it subbed this time because I want to see, the original. You know what I'm saying? Like what am I missing? I don't think I'm missing much because it's Japanese, but when it comes to the music, I want to see the mouthing. I want to see that move correctly with the words that are coming out of her mouth, even though if I don't speak Japanese. You know what I mean? But man, I suggest you guys go check this out, man. Like for real, it's in theaters. I think all weekend. I think tomorrow Sunday. I'll be dropping it on. I'll be dropping it in a few hours actually. So I suggest you go check this out while you can. Get it on DVD. Support it. Don't bootleg it. I suggest you support movies like this because I know the budget was low. It was a PG-13, a PG movie. It didn't make a lot of money. I don't expect it to make a lot of money in America. So I suggest you guys go check that out. Go support it. I want to have a discussion with somebody on it. I would like to have a discussion with somebody. We'll see, especially somebody close to me, like Jody's Corner. Hopefully, the Code or Jody will go ahead and check it out. Or Flash, those people who I know who have an opinion and actually watch anime, give their opinion on it. Or anybody else, anybody who follows me. If you want to have a discussion, go ahead, follow me on Twitter. Description in below. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow my Twitch. All that is in the description below. Plus the channels that I mess with, they're all in the description below. Let me know what you guys think about this film. I'm the Virgo King, aka the Thirst King, the thirstiest dude in Los Angeles, and I'm out. Peace.